Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. As monsoon season winds down and Arizona's desert soil begins to dry out, another risk rises: valley fever. The serious respiratory illness is caused by a fungus that lives in our soil and becomes airborne when the ground is disturbed. Joining us today is Dr. Hubbard, Medical Director and Emergency Medicine Physician at Exceptional Community Hospital, to explain what you need to know to protect yourself and your family. Dr. Hubbard, many people in Arizona have heard of valley fever, but might realize how common or serious it can be. Can you explain what it is and why we see more cases around this time of year?
So valley fever is a lung infection. Usually it can be anywhere in your body, but usually we see it in the lungs, and it's caused by a fungus called coccidiomycosis. And it causes like a pneumonia, but it's really slow growing. You know, usually like a bacterial pneumonia, you get a cough in the morning, by the evening you're real sick, coughing, you know, gunk up. But with valley fever, it comes on very slow. It may take months really to go from you got a little cough to where you get noticeably sick.
And so a lot of these symptoms with valley fever kind of resemble COVID. What are the differences and how can people differentiate them?
Well, COVID, a virus, it comes on quick. You're going to be pretty healthy one day and sick the next, okay? And then COVID nowadays, I mean, COVID was real and it made people sick and it was deadly, but it's mutated and it's not nearly as serious as it was. So now you get sick, you may get pretty sick, fever, feel bad, no energy. You're probably going to be better within a week. With valley fever, it doesn't get better. You just stay sick until you're treated.
And who's most at risk when it comes to valley fever?
Well, people with poor immune systems are always going to be at risk for these sort of infections. People who are out in the dust, if you're out, you know, working in the dirt, you're definitely at a high risk for valley fever because it's kind of lives in the soil.
And when should someone seek emergency care when it comes to valley fever?
I would say if you've been sick for several weeks, you're not getting better, you're starting to lose weight, you're having trouble breathing, valley fever should be one of the things that you're thinking about. It doesn't really have the fever necessarily as one of the other viral or bacterial respiratory illnesses, but it does make you very ill.
And so what can people do to protect themselves, especially those who live in rural communities?
I don't know if there's a lot of things that you can protect yourself with. It's in the dust, it's in the soil. I hate to tell people don't go outside. You know, people love to go outside. It's healthy, it's good for you. Get out, exercise. But if you do feel like you've been ill for a while, you're losing weight, it's one of the things that you need to be checked on. It's pretty easy to treat valley fever. You treat with antifungal medication, usually once a day, but you have to treat for like 6 to 12 months. You have to treat to get rid of it. So it does take a while, but it's definitely treatable.
And so we're heading into that peak valley season, you know, the valley fever. What do Arizonans need to know?
Well, first of all, if you've had a long-standing respiratory illness where you're coughing, you're losing weight, you feel bad, you're not getting better, valley fever should be one of the things that you think about. Talk with your doctor. If you're having trouble breathing, either go to an urgent care, an emergency room, discuss the symptoms with the doctor. One of the things that people kind of make fun of or make jokes about is Dr. Google. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's always good to be educated. So if you mention, hey, I was looking into this and I'm concerned about this, that's a reason to check. If you're concerned about something, there's nothing wrong with checking to see if that's going on. If it is going on, well, you were right to be concerned. If it's not going on, well, it's not going on, so you don't need to be concerned about it. So it's reasonable to check on it. So don't hesitate to tell the doctor what you're concerned about. And if you do have valley fever, it's definitely treatable, but it's going to take a long time.
Just a lengthier process. Absolutely. You know, if you have those concerns, always call your doctor, right? Sure. At the end of the day, get those questions answered. Dr. Hubbard, thank you so much for joining us as we head into this valley season, and be sure to stick with us for more news.